Today we're back, and I just want to give a shout out to my good friend Clay, for subscribing. So yeah, without further ado, let's just get straight into the video. Yeah, but I can pronounce it. All right. So I got. Whoa. We have to go to the human realm and see what happens. Oh no. What is this?
Here we are back to our regular size. So what would you say is the problem this time? Giant fungi. That certainly is a problem. Fungi grow quickly and are incredibly good at breaking down organic matter, up to and including rocks. I'm sure you can guess what that would mean for the city.
There's a bug thing? What is that?
If the mitochondria is the powerhouse of the cell, then ATP are the fully charged batteries coming out of it.
Molecule. What is this gas?
These are spores, packets of genetic material, like millions of plant seeds. Only the few that reach warm, dark, and damp surfaces will grow. If you don't get rid of them, the flooded city will be a fungi forest in that actually only a small percentage of fungi grow mushrooms, which are the fruit of the fungi. They produce and keep the spores that conceive new ones.
No, wrong realm. Uh-oh, we're going to bacteria realm. On accident. No, then we added the... Oh man. But I gotta go to the insect realm. I have not found any ducks. Let's go. Spores are insects? What is this?
Welcome back to the insect realm. Good. We can get some more detail from here. My sensors say these spores carry a negative
Find a
charge.
way to get more
That means their
information about
molecules have more electrons that are balanced out by their nuclei. That negative charge creates static that helps them cling to surfaces.
Oh, that's a city.
Let's send the drone out to investigate them.
Is this a city? This is human size. Is this mountain size or human size? Human. Nope, it's mountain size. What's this?
Good thing the wave didn't hit these bird's nest mushrooms. Normally, when a raindrop hits the nest, the egg-like spores are knocked up to 1 meter away and wrap around vegetation using their sticky cords. A patch of mold is an intricate network of thin strands that connect to one another, creating a much larger surface area for collecting nutrients than a single slab of mushroom.
Bro, really? Bro, that's my duck. Well,
Dogs in space, sure, but ants in space, that's new.
can you get human size? Where did the duck? Oh, thank you. Bring me my duck back. Why can't I stand? Come on, man.
Fungi actually help create soil by breaking down organic matter, including rocks. It's theorized that long ago, fungi enabled other plants to grow on land by developing soil for them to latch onto.
I don't know how I'm supposed to get this duck. can't get the duck without him coming over here when I'm trying to skin him. I need my...
When negatively charged particles touch something that conducts electricity, the extra electrons jump ship and travel through the metal, creating a static shock. Thankfully, Duck has a tool called an electrostatic collector that has positively nicely done. The electrostatic collector works great here, but if we want to gather up all the spores in the city, we're going to need a lot more power than the lab can supply.
There we go. Bacteria realm. No! Why do we have to leave him out there?
Welcome back to the bacteria realm. We're inside one of the fungal cells called hyphae. This is the part of the fungi that does the growing, so it needs quite a bit of energy. See if you can find its energy source. Each cell has many of these ribosomes where proteins are created based on the... If I didn't know any better, I'd say they want to tell us something.
What's this?
This is the endoplasmic reticulum, a complex structure responsible for many essential... This is the nucleus of the fungi cell, which contains most of the fungus DNA. Very important, but not a power source. The Golgi apparatus, that's this stack of flattened pouches, is where protein... Here we are, mitochondria, powerhouses of the cell. They're responsible...
Bruh.
This has many mitochondria to produce all the energy it needs. A cellular battery should give us power, but it might need to be a lot bigger.
Human size.
That's not quite right. It needs to be even bigger.
Hey. Human realm we go. So, we need to turn it into mountain size. Got it. Okay. Where'd we go? I was right here. Oh. Hello, sir.
Here we are, mitochondria, powerhouses of the cell. They're responsible for turning nutrients into energy that the cells can use. A fungi cell like that should be more than enough power. Now Duck can grab it and use it for the drone.
Duck. Oh, I have to go to mountain. We could grab. Up. Back in the mitochondria.
And here we are. Wow, that spore cloud has really spread. Good thing we have a way to gather it up. Used from the powerhouse of the cell to the powerhouse of the drone. Now, go gather those spores.
Back to the insect realm. Still, we don't have a bunch of shrinkage in. Never mind, I don't want you anymore. Where did it go? My question is, where did the spores go?
This fungus can fling its little orange orbs full of spores up to 6 meters away. This is why the species is called cannonball fungus. Lichen is an example of fungi forming collaborative relationships with another organism. Photosynthetic algae or bacteria move in with the fungi, getting access to water and nutrients in return for providing sugar to their host. It's a pretty sweet deal.
Where did the spores go? Where's the spores? But for some reason I cannot find the spores. Very, very weird. I can't find the spores. See, they're gone. What is this?
Blue cheese. One of the ways in which humans intentionally eat mold. It's made by mixing in spores from the edible mold Penicillium.
That's why it tastes so bad. Okay, where is the spores?
Vast networks of tiny fungi threads can stretch between trees, providing access to nutrients and even acting as a kind of messaging platform. In return, the fungi gets access to the sugar the trees produce via photosynthesis.
All of the spores are gone. They're gone. I think my game is broken. Because they were clearly here. I think I might have done something wrong. Oh. Try it. No. I just been wrong.
We can gather them up, but how do we get rid of them? We need an even closer look. Let's go to the molecular realm. We are on the surface of one of those spores. Looks like we need to devise a solution out of, thin air. Get it? Because these are air molecules. Always good to have spare batteries around. 1% oxygen, and small amounts of other gases like CO2. Luckily, it's not very reactive, so it won't suddenly decompose and rearrange into new molecules with other atoms. But we can change that. Air molecules have stable chemical bonds, so their electrons are arranged in a way that keeps their atoms together. If we could disturb their electrons, we could create new reactive molecules, molecular cannonballs, to shoot at the cell walls of our spores. Oh look, a duck coin. Probably doesn't scale well. Spores have a protective wall made up of layers of proteins and sugars, like an organic armor. We need to find a way. Nitrogen is not as aggressive as oxygen when it comes to electrons, but it can create reactive molecules with oxygen. That's water vapor. If we could collect all the water out of the air, the fungi would shrivel up and die, along with everything else. So that's not the best way of dealing with our problem. That's water vapor. If we could collect all the water out of the air, the fungi would shrivel up and die, along with everything else. So that's not the best way of dealing with our problem. Nitrogen is not as aggressive as oxygen when it comes to electrons, but it can create reactive molecules with oxygen. Spores have a protective wall made up of layers of proteins and sugars, like an organic armor. We need to find a way to pierce through it to keep them from dispersing further and growing into new fungi. Fungi come in many shapes. Some are round like a ball, while others may be shaped like coral. Shells. The mushroom is visible above ground, but the rest of the fungi is growing underground. That part is made up of... This one is bread mold, one of the most common fungi. It's what you see on stale bread and rotten fruit, or in the coffee mug that sat on your desk for the last 2 weeks. These conditions are excellent for fungi, which generally grow in damp, dim places. Fungi don't get their nutrients from photosynthesis the way plants do, so they don't need access to sunlight. Nitrogen is not as aggressive as oxygen when it comes to electrons, but it can create reactive molecules with oxygen. Oxygen tends to really hold on to its electrons. If we break oxygen molecules, the atoms will try to steal electrons from whatever's in their way. One way to break oxygen molecules would be to put up an electric field that overpowers the strong pull of their nuclei. I have the perfect tool for this. The drone has an ionizing wand which can rip electrons out of their bonds. Go ahead, try it out. See how the wand... Look, that oxygen molecule broke through the cell wall. With the extra power from the mitochondria, we can create more of those molecules and get rid of the giant spore cloud too. Okay, now that we have a way to gather the spores in one area, a way to punch holes in their walls, and enough power to execute this on thousands of them, I think we're ready to clean up in the mountain realm.
Let's go. We got this. I still have to get more shrinkage in though.
Ready to zap some spores? The electrostatic collector is automatic, so all you have to do is press the trigger. Good job. You've cleared up the spores, so we won't have any more giant mushrooms sprouting up. Let's shrink these and be done with it.
What a human people have in here. I'm ready. Let's see. There's still clouds. Like, bruh. Is there seriously nothing here? There's always something here. And we're going to insect one. Yeah, but see any more things like this. Really, nothing that surprising. I think they're mostly here. I don't know how many I got in the molecular realm. I think there has to be like 4 more here. I think the last 4 have to be in the bacterial realm. What? Oh, there's one.
You found a space shuttle.
Oh.
These were retired in 2011, but they're still useful for our space videos because they're so recognizable.
It's another one. Must be something else here. Oh, right there. Oh. What is this?
If the shoe doesn't fit, rescale it.
A shoe. This is the boot from the garden. Bro. Really? Okay. Human.
Hold on. Is that grain of sand conscious? What's the consciousness lab been doing all this time?
One more. Oh, right there.
Alas, poor Yorick. The health lab probably wants you back.
That's it. We have enough shrinkage in.
And ready for you. Let's head back to the mountain realm
mountain
Shrink
realm.
those mushrooms once and for all.
Thank you, man. I'm to the human realm. I'm going up to the mountain realm. I feel powerful doing this. It's a big mushroom.
That's the last of them. Well done. The rubber duck. Ah, yes. Let's take care of that as the last order of business and call it a day. We have some shrinkogen left over. Go ahead and use it on the rubber duck. Let's take one more look at the human realm just to be sure. But I think we're finally in the clear.
There's a fine
Everything looks good to me.
There's a duck.
That was a wild
I gotta-
ride. I can't wait to evaluate all that data. My next experiments will go so much better than those bloopers in the past.
Are you calling me a blooper?
So there is something I haven't really told you up until now. Remember I said things can get tricky with shrinkogen? Well, this is how I know. But you were supposed to be locked away.
The other ducks tried to warn you I was close. I just couldn't stay away when I noticed that beautiful creature out on the lake.
You mean the big rubber ducky? We've already put it back to normal where it belongs.
What? How dare you? I will unplug you once and for all.
Oh, thank you, guys. Quick, the ducks brought us enough for one last blast. That was close. Note to self, no more duck experiments.
Well, if you guys enjoyed this series, because I sure did, make sure to leave a like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Goodbye, and I'll make sure to start another series.